strikes me, Roy, that the foundation's committing $1 billion of its endowment to this effort across a broad front is quite pioneering. That foundations as a group have been slow to invest with diverse managers relative to pension funds and other institutional investors. Why do you think that that's been the case, particularly given their professed aims and their views with respect to equity?
Yeah, I love that question, and I can't answer the question. But what I can do is I can share a few points based on what I've read, heard, and sort of lived in the 2+ years that I've been in the foundation world. And one of the things that I've read is that an asset owner's staff and its staff's networks play a role in the types of investments it makes. And the speculation is that if your staff is not diverse, your investments may not reflect diversity in the decision making. Another challenge is when foundations, many of which that any foundation that people have heard of broadly, have been around for a long time. They have an existing, well-established stable of investors, and if you have no new money coming in, so for example, the Ford Foundation, I think the last contribution we got from Henry and Edsel Fords and their estates was probably 70 years ago. When you have no new money coming in, you're just as a foundation, you're recycling whatever small amount of money you may have that's not going towards your charitable purpose. And so to use that capital in the search for new investors when your exclusive focus is to make as much money as you can, then the question becomes, how should I be spending my time? And so on a relative basis, just to be fair, my job is a lot easier because I have no existing stable of investment managers, so I'm starting fresh. And then there's also, obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, there's also cognitive bias. And the speculation there, and I guess it's not just speculation there's actual proof, is that decision-making can disadvantage minority investment managers either due to intentional or unintentional bias. And that's really important to understand because sometimes decision-making is not the best and you don't even realize it because, for example, a recent study by Stanford University found that the best performing diverse managers, or let me be specific, the best performing African-American investment managers faced higher levels of bias than lower performing African-American managers. So it's a complex mix of factors. I don't know the answer to the question. The things I've read and heard all make sense to me as being contributing factors to the reason why there aren't as many diverse managers